Hey, it's the Empire, JUGGERNUAT Empire, back to boxing. Now, man, my boy, JOYCE, man, ever since he beat Danny Dubois, he has a new kind of persona, man. He's feeling himself, undefeated superstar boxer, man, JOYCE, man, the man has been walking through opponents he should not have been walking through. The guy, usually in boxing in the UK, they bring you up at extremely slow pace, but JOYCE has already fought basically the best in Britain. That's the domestic level. One of them is Carlos Takam, right? Even though he's French, but he fights everyone all around the world. Danny Dubois, Bryant Jennings, Bermane Stiverne. He beat a lot of top big guys. Iago Claditz. He beat a lot of guys. That's the guy who dropped my boy Efe Ajagba. So I mean, he has a tough resume, man. The guy only has 13 fights, 12 knockouts, but his record is packed full of nutrients with elite wolves, man, wolves. Now with his latest defeat with Carlos Takam, the guy has thrown on this costume called the Juggernaut, and my boy AJ seen that, man. He's seen this new JOYCE. And what does AJ do to respond? Well, he posted a photo of him throwing a medicine ball, and my God, I never seen Anthony Joshua so vascular, man. And if you don't know what that means, it's basically when you have a person, a man, and you can see the veins popping out at basically every part of his body. Now you guys see the photo, man. The medicine ball he's throwing, the veins popping out his arm, his biceps popping out, his chest muscles popping out, his legs well defined. And Anthony Joshua was like, nah, I'm the Juggernaut. Look at these muscles. Look at them bulge. Look at it. Now that being said, man, my boy Anthony Joshua, man, says everything that comes with it, I want it. And what bigger way than to become a star in boxing than to have a nickname, to have a name attached to your brand, right? Now, when you get to the top level, everyone has a nickname, right? They think Manny Pacquiao, think Money Floyd Mayweather, our pretty boy Floyd Pretty Boy Mayweather, right? Anthony Joshua has yet to have a nickname, but who knows, man? Maybe Anthony Joshua should be called the Juggernaut. Maybe he should be called the Juggernaut. Now, Anthony Joshua, being from Britain, like JOYCE, he's looking at what's coming down. He's looking at what's coming up, in the rankings. And what's coming up in the rankings right now is JOYCE. He's coming up in rankings right now. He's that guy. He's the next guy coming up. And what is Anthony Joshua gonna do? He's gonna pay attention to the people coming up. When you're at the top, you always gotta look down and see who's coming up trying to take it from you. You always gotta look down and see who's trying to take it from you. And JOYCE is definitely that guy that he's proven, right? There is no soft touches here. There is no fight bums until you get to the title. There's tough all the way till you get to the top. And that being said, man, Frank Warren, I'm shocked they're letting JOYCE fight so many top guys. Usually they protect these fighters. I personally think they didn't believe that JOYCE didn't think he'll get as far as they thought, especially with Danny Dubois. But hey, look at him now. Undefeated, 13 wins, 12 knockouts, and highly decorated. He won a lot of international belts. And then the star keeps rising. Now that being said, Anthony Joshua hasn't had a domestic rivalry since Dillian White and Anthony Joshua. And that was one of Anthony Joshua's more exciting fights. Something about fighting a guy that lives in your nation and having a rivalry with that guy for years that really gets people riled up. Now Anthony Joshua, man, understand that he's with Eddie Hearn Matchroom Boxing, and JOYCE is with Queensberry Promotions and Frank Warren. So that being said, it's gonna be a classic right there, and it's gonna have to happen because they're competitors, right? So I'm be really excited to see it, JOYCE versus Anthony Joshua. It only makes sense. It only makes sense that they built that fight up because Anthony Joshua just can't go fighting everyone around the world and then come back to Britain and fight one of their own, right? So that being said, Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn, we all know their history. They don't like each other. They've been hating each other for a while now. The only common enemy they got, it seems, is Deontay Wilder, right? Because they want, you know, Frank Warren and Bob Arum, who promote Tyson Fury, you know, they're trying to get the Anthony Joshua fight because there's big money in that fight and it means a lot to Britain, you know. So that's the only camaraderie they have with each other. But that didn't last long, you know. When you have sharks swimming in the shark tank, it's only a matter of time until they start eating each other up when they get hungry enough. And Bob Arum, Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn, you know, they can only be around each other so long before it deteriorates. You know, real funny stuff, man. I mean, you know, 1 second they talk about how Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua want to fight, and the negotiations were going, and then when it fell apart, Anthony Joshua started saying, well, listen, man, you're just leading me alone. Tyson Fury is leading me alone, and he didn't get to fight with Deontay Wilder. He didn't fight him, or he didn't get past him so we can make this fight, and it's all his fault. That's what happened when things fell apart. You know, they start finger pointing. But yeah, man, so, you know, it's real interesting to have not only these fighters have beef with each other, but the promoters that beef with each other. It makes it just much more exciting. It was so shocking, actually, that you know, these promoter beefs, that Eddie Hearn actually one time had a face-off with some other promoter. That's how into these promoter beefs that these people are. So some people will just root for a guy just because he's being promoted by somebody, which is wild stuff. But yeah, man, I mean, JOYCE, man, you know, he does have one of the granite chins, giving him that name, the Juggernaut. And man, I mean, I'll be honest with you, man, I personally think that JOYCE has a better chin than Anthony Joshua. I've seen JOYCE get hit with some delicious shots, and he just walk through them like nothing. So that he doesn't have the, you know, physique of Anthony Joshua, but the chin, he makes up for it with the chin, bar none, for sure. I understand that JOYCE and Anthony Joshua, they're both 6'6", they're both big boys. There is no small boys around here. They're both big men. So, you know, if they ever were to fight, it would be a toe-to-toe fight, bar none. You know, JOYCE, did he reach his pinnacle of his career? I don't think so, man. I think he needs to come to America, get an American trainer, work on things like speed. In my opinion, he maybe should go with someone like a Freddie Roach. I understand he has Parkinson's and stuff like that, but Freddie Roach is really good at making people move better and throw combinations, be more fluid. JOYCE definitely needs that in his career now before it's too late, because if you watch his career in the amateurs, when he fought Alexander Usyk, you know, he's always been robotic and slow, really weird stuff. But the guy hits hard though, like a tank. That's why he's knocking everyone out. But let me know how you guys feel about it though, man. I seen my boy Juggernaut post pictures. You know, JOYCE post pictures with him with the Juggernaut costume on. Next thing you know, Anthony Joshua's going all out, veins popping out, talking about everything comes with it. I want it. You know what that means? That means if I'm at the throne, everyone who comes from my throne, I want that. I want that. And let me know how you guys feel about it though. Like, comment, subscribe. This is the Empire. JOYCE Empire. JOYCE Empire.